MotoMeerkat.
Hello, Mr. Meerkat. How are you? Your YouTube channel has grown tremendously throughout the lockdown and early 2020. Do you have any tips for other people for success on YouTube?
Yeah, I mean, it's grown alright, hasn't it? It's been not too bad. MotoMeerkat channel wasn't my first channel ever. I reckon I was just having a chat with Aldas on a call an hour or two ago, and we were saying how the channel that he's on now is the first one that he's ever tried, and I was amazed because I think I've had about 8, I would say, since about 12 or 13, just trying my best to get somewhere with YouTube, and it never really happening, but it's going okay with MotoMeerkat so far. I used to make all different kinds of content, but thought I'd focus in on Formula 1 and motorsport a little bit more, as it was piquing my interest at the time, and thought it could be quite fun. I had some good ideas around it, so I thought, why not have a crack at it? And yeah, since I started it was right at the end of January, early February, it's been going okay, and I've been slowly growing subscribers and views and stuff, so yeah, really enjoying myself.
Yeah, this is our first channel as well. It's just something that me and my mates put together. We went to primary school over in Ireland together, actually, and we're all very interested in Formula 1 and motorsport, and we said, earlier late last year, we should give it a try, and hopefully it'll work out. Yeah, hopefully it all goes well for us. And over on our Instagram, which is in the description, by the way, we asked our followers if I had any questions for you. We got quite a lot back, and one of them is from Connor, and he asked, "How did you manage to start making F1 content?"
I started, well, I've always been into motorsport and Formula 1 throughout my life, because my dad's been racing in these things called caterhams since I was born, since before I was born even. So it's always been around. But I remember watching on and off Formula 1 when I was a kid. I remember obviously loving Michael Schumacher because he was winning everything and in the big fast red car. So obviously 6-year-old John was absolutely loving that. But I didn't properly get into watching it, where like I'd watch every race and I'd be in all the inter-team battles and really wanting to know what was going on. That probably didn't happen until about 2016, I would say. It was probably 2015, 2016 seasons were when I sort of started getting involved, and then religiously on it from sort of, 2016, 2017 really was when I was absolutely going for it with loving Formula 1, and I haven't really stopped since. But in regards to the channel, where am I going to take it next year? Haven't got any huge plans as such, because I'm kind of in my transitionary point in my life anyway, where I'm going from full-time education to, well, hopefully a job. So I'll be finishing university midway through next year, and then hopefully move on to a job or something. So sort of playing it by ear still, especially with the whole COVID stuff going on in the world. You can't really hold anything down at the moment, let alone a job or a holiday or anything like that. So just sort of see what happens, and hopefully if the channel begins to pick up more and more and more, then maybe that could be an opportunity as a job for the future. Otherwise, possibly a more traditional angle, and I'll definitely keep making content on the side though, so no need to worry about that.
Joseph asks, what advice would you give to up-and-coming content creator, and what would be the best thing to buy to get started?
Funny enough, I was actually, as I was speaking to Aldas earlier, we spoke about this a little bit, and we agreed on the fact of a microphone is like the main physical thing that you need to invest in when starting. But that doesn't mean like you need to be going for, this one that's $2,500 that is like perfect in every single way. If you just get a relatively decent base entry one, like even this, what I've got is a little bit more expensive than you even need to go in at, but a Blue Yeti, it's like £120. Just a little bit of a spend, but really worth it in the end. And Aldas was even saying he didn't upgrade his £30 microphone until he got to 50,000 subscribers. So as long as it's decent and it gets the job done and it sounds alright, that's the main part of the video you need. Otherwise, my only advice for not any equipment or anything would just be, make sure that you're making videos about stuff that you actually really care about, because your passion for the subject will come through when you're recording, and just be yourself really on camera and try not to be too nervous and think about it too much. Just act like you're having a chat with your mate in the same room, and just, it can be a little bit weird looking down the camera lens for the first few times, just sort of being like, what am I actually looking at here? But you just get used to it and it becomes natural over time, so it can really come to anyone. So just give it your best shot and I'm sure it will all go well.
What's your favourite team / driver in motor racing?
I like to watch motor racing from quite a neutral standpoint. I always find it's a lot more fun than watching it rooting for one specific guy and then just being sad when he crashes out or something like that. So I much prefer to watch motor racing, specifically Formula 1, as a neutral. But if I had to choose, I would say my favourite driver is George Russell for the Williams. Obviously, seeing him in the Mercedes at the Sakir Grand Prix was just, whoa, amazing. That's when I could finally tell, okay, I do definitely support George, because I was nervous at the start of that race on the Mercedes. I was like, oh, I really want him to do well here, so I could tell, okay, right, I'm definitely a little bit of a fanboy here for George. But for a team, I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy with anyone at all, but I'd say McLaren are probably my favourite team in general, just because of the whole vibe of the team and the sort of new age vibe that they have now, especially having Lando as a driver and all his streaming and things like that. They're kind of like the new kids on the block, even though they're definitely not the new kids on the block. And the media stuff that they do, so for their YouTube channel and things, like the no strings attached little video that they made at the end of the season was just so fantastic. So I have to give them props there, and that's probably why I think that they're my favourite.
And I have to say, a massive thank you to MotoMeerkat for coming on our such a small channel and spending time to talk to me. And anyway, I'm Matt. This is MotoMeerkat. You can find his link down in the description. Give him a subscriber and a like on his new video, and don't forget to check his channel down in the description. That's all from me and Mr. Meerkat. All the best and goodbye.